there's something your guinea pig has been doing in silence. You've probably seen it. Maybe this week. Maybe this morning. She scratches. She drags herself. She licks an area she doesn't normally touch. And you see it, think it's something temporary, and keep going with your day. What you don't know is that gesture has a very specific meaning, and that when it appears, the clock is already running. Because what your guinea pig cannot tell you with words, her body has been trying to show you for weeks. And today, you're going to learn how to read it. Most guinea pig owners believe intestinal parasites are an obvious problem, that if your guinea pig had them, you would know. You're wrong. And it's not your fault. Is that guinea pigs can carry significant parasite loads for weeks or even months before any visible symptom appears. Not because they're resistant, but because they are prey animals, and showing weakness in their body language carries an evolutionary cost their nervous system avoids by default. In domestic guinea pigs, the most frequent culprits are Paraspidodera uncinata, a cecal nematode specific to cavies, and in cases of secondary infestations, fly larvae through a process called Myiasis, which can develop in less than 72 hours. Guinea pigs will not eliminate parasites on their own. What starts as something minor becomes, in silence, something that compromises organs. Do you know exactly when the last time you closely observed the perianal area of your guinea pig was? The first sign that almost no owner connects correctly. Your guinea pig rubs her rear area against the floor or against the walls of her space. Most owners interpret this as normal territorial marking behavior, or simply as a passing itch. That's not what's happening, or not always. Perianal pruritus in guinea pigs, the itching around the anal area, is one of the first documented indicators of active parasitic infestation. Specifically, females of certain nematodes migrate to the outside during the night to deposit eggs, generating a chemical irritation in the surrounding mucosa that produces an urge to rub that the animal cannot ignore. That this behavior occurs most frequently between 2 and 4 in the morning, when the owner is asleep. What you see during the day is only the residue of what happened at night. That was not an insignificant gesture. It was a signal that had been waiting for hours for someone to read it. The second sign is the one that confuses owners most. Your guinea pig eats normally, drinks normally, moves normally, and you think, if she were eating or drinking less, I would notice, but everything seems fine. That is not a sign that she's fine. It's exactly the trap most owners fall into. Paraspidodera uncinata, the most frequent nematode in guinea pigs, lives specifically in the cecum, the fermentation chamber where the guinea pig processes fiber. During the initial phases of infestation, the guinea pig does not lose appetite because the parasite has not yet altered nutrient absorption massively. It feeds on cecal content without yet affecting intestinal motility. What does occur in this phase, and what the owner can detect, is a subtle change in the droppings, not diarrhea, something more specific. The secotropes, those soft and shiny droppings that your guinea pig normally consumes directly from the anus, begin appearing on the floor instead of being consumed. Your guinea pig leaves them. She doesn't pick them up. That behavior is not laziness or preference. It is her digestive system telling you that something in the cecum is not working the way it should. The third sign is the one most owners ignore because it seems like the opposite of a problem. Your guinea pig is quieter than usual. Not sick, not with obvious symptoms, just quieter. Less active during the windows when she would normally explore. She moves less during the periods when she would normally be moving. Most owners attribute it to the temperature, to her resting more, to maybe getting older. But there is something most owners never discover about lethargy in guinea pigs. Guinea pigs have an energy conservation mechanism they activate when their immune system is under active demand. Unlike humans, who show fever and visible discomfort as a signal of immune response, guinea pigs silently reduce their locomotor activity to redirect more metabolic resources toward the defense system. A study in the Journal of Exotic Pet Medicine documented that guinea pigs with moderate parasite loads showed reductions in spontaneous activity of up to 35% before showing any other visible clinical symptom. That 35% of activity that disappeared, you interpreted it as a quiet day. Her body was using it to fight something you couldn't see yet. There is one sign that goes beyond everything above. The sign that means time can no longer be wasted. Myiasis. If you see in the perianal area of your guinea pig something that looks like small grains of rice that are moving, or a red, moist area with a smell different from usual, or if your guinea pig cannot or does not want to move because the area hurts to the touch, what you are seeing is no longer a parasitic infestation in its early phase. It is myiasis, fly larvae deposited in living tissue. Specialist veterinarians document that myiasis in guinea pigs can advance from superficial infestation to deep tissue damage in less than 48 hours under conditions of elevated temperature and humidity. Not in days. In hours. That is not a problem that can wait until Monday. That is not a problem that can be treated at home with home remedies. That is the only point on this list where the time between when you see it and when you arrive at the vet determines whether the tissue can recover or not. Your guinea pig cannot ask you to act fast, but her body has already stopped being able to wait. So what can you do right now before it is too late? First, observe. Tonight, before you go to sleep, examine the perianal area of your guinea pig with good light. Look for redness, unusual moisture, small particles attached to the fur, or simply a smell different from usual. Second, observe her droppings on the floor. If there are cecotropes left behind regularly, something in her cecum deserves veterinary attention. Third, observe her activity level over the next 3 days, not comparing to how she was yesterday, comparing to how she was 2 weeks ago. And fourth, if you find any of the signs described in the most serious warning, do not wait. The hours matter. The definitive diagnosis of parasites in guinea pigs requires a coprological analysis, a microscopic examination of fresh feces, which any veterinarian with experience in small mammals can perform. Treatment with oral fenbendazole is effective, well tolerated, and when applied in the early phase, resolves the infestation without complications. What nobody had told you about parasites in guinea pigs is that they do not arrive all at once. They make no noise. They do not produce dramatic symptoms that no one can ignore. They arrive in silence. They settle in silence. And they advance in silence while you keep believing that everything is fine because your guinea pig keeps eating, keeps moving, keeps looking at you with those eyes that do not know how to lie. Your guinea pig cannot tell you what she feels, but she has been showing you for days, maybe weeks, in the only ways she has, and today you already know how to read them. There is a question I want you to take with you. When was the last time you truly looked at your guinea pig, not just saw her? Because there is a difference between seeing and looking, between sharing the same space and truly observing. And that difference, sometimes, is what determines whether something is detected in time or not. Your guinea pig does not need you to be a veterinarian. She needs you to be someone who looks. And right now, that is already what you are. If this video made you look at your guinea pig differently, leave a comment telling me when the last time you checked on her was. And if you know someone with a guinea pig who thinks these things only happen to animals that are not well cared for, you already know what to do.